Hey, what's up? Rowan here. Just got back from a field workout, and I've shot up a, ask me anything about ultimate training question on Instagram, and I actually got some great questions. So instead of, answering one or two, I wanted to go through and answer as many as I could. So I like to do a Q&A a couple times a year here on YouTube, and let's talk about some of these questions. First one was, how do you improve your field vision? I think there's two great ways to improve this. One is kind of off the field. You can just run through scenarios in your head and just start to build kind of a map like internally, so when things happen in a game, you can execute. For example, field vision and kind of jumping the lanes or getting a post block, you can visualize certain spots on the field where they're likely to come up and just put a couple of visual cues in your head of what you're going to be looking for when you're in that situation. The second way is, a lot of reps, and when you're repping threes, fours, fives, and mini, you can start to catch the disc on the sideline and get it right off the sideline, because that's a big part of ultimate. And scenarios like that, you can just practice and rep. And if you've built the base in your mental visualization, then it should be much easier. Next question we're going to do is, we have, what proportion of your training is devoted to throwing, jumping, cutting, and cardio? It's the great balance, and it really comes down to self-awareness and kind of self-diagnosis. If you are jumping super high, if you're super quick and super fast, but you can't make it through the point, let alone multiple turnovers, or you get tired in the second half, then maybe you need to focus on the cardio. Whereas maybe you're in great shape, you like the long points, you can run forever, but you're constantly getting beat on defense, or you're not getting open on offense. Now it's time for you to work on the quickness and speed aspect of it. So for me personally, right now, coming back off some long-term injuries, I'm kind of building up my middle to long distance, kind of more of the cardio side of things. I think I'm getting my speed and quickness back, but now it's time to build up the heart and the lungs. So for you, it's really on how you self-diagnose yourself and what you think you need to work on. And if you don't know, ask a captain or a coach, and that's their job to help you grow as a player. We have next, how do you bring game intensity to every practice? Great question, and it's a really interesting one because practice is such an important part of ultimate. You only get 4, 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many hours, but not too many as a team before you play real games, so you need to make the most of it. One of the easiest ways is to bring effort as much as you can in and out of practice, just because you don't want practice to feel like a lot easier than the game. You want practices to feel game speed, and the more you can do that, then the easier games feel, which is a great thing that good teams have. So a few ways to kind of bring that game level focus to practice is just to really care about pushing your teammates. If you're not bringing the focus and the energy, then your matchup or the person that's matching up against you is not getting as good as they could possibly be. So it's kind of very selfless to bring that energy, knowing that if you bring it, then your friends and your teammates are going to get better, and that's going to help y'all when the games come around. The second thing I'll add about kind of practice and bringing that game-like mentality, practice is a great area of growth, and you shouldn't be trying a bunch of new things, techniques, throws. Those kind of come in training, but you do need to approach practice a little bit different than a game, especially early season, where you need to start to kind of grow and improve as a player and a team. So it's not exactly like a game, but bringing at least the effort and intensity, that should be as close to a game as possible. But some of the decision-making things, some of your techniques and ideas on how you're playing defense, how you're cutting, you can trial and error a little bit in practice, but and as the season progresses, it gets less and less like practice and more like a game. we have how do you improve quickness and changing direction? That's what I was doing today at my training. I like to mimic what happens in Ultimate. Not a big fan of like crazy fancy drills that look really cool. So today I was just working on my jab step and change of direction, my chop step, 180 degree change of direction, and some other lateral stuff. There's two ways, again, for this answer, two great ways that you can work on your quickness and change of direction. One is you can run it at 30, 40, 50% speed and just practice technique and how you can incorporate your shoulders to a change of direction, your whole body, how you can learn the chop step, the shoulder fake. And so you can do this at 30, 40, 50%, building muscle memory, and you can also rep it like 30 times at that speed. You can't just go out there and go back and forth 100% 50 times. That's just not safe. That's not healthy. But if you start at a lower percentage, you can build the muscle memory while still getting a lot out of it. The second way is if you want to be quick, you want to be laterally fast, you got to do it. So after I kind of warmed up 30, 40, 50%, working on the technique and the footwork, just went at it 100% and literally just trying to go from point A to point B as fast as possible. And that's training my nervous system, it's training my my muscles, my tendons to really move it or lose it. So get the footwork, get the technique down first and rep it, and then run a few reps at 100%. And that's where you actually let your body become quicker and faster. Let's see, we got a couple more here. How do you, so it's me, split workouts and throwing? This is another great training balance. Ultimate really comes down to having the disc and not having the disc, so we need to work on both. For me, I love to throw. It's one of the things kind of I do a lot on the field is a thrower, so I want to make sure I'm practicing that. I will throw probably 6 or 7 days a week in some capacity. So you can't neglect throwing. The great news of that balance is, if you throw a lot and your arm's getting a little bit tired, which it shouldn't be sore in the season, that means you're using it too much. Never push it to soreness. But if your arm starts getting a little tired, then you can put a little bit more love and energy on training the legs and the workouts. And vice versa. If your legs are sore from a big workout or a big game, then you can go out and toss. So for me, it's, again, identifying how I feel on that day or that week and just kind of making sure I'm filling up my training time with, an area that, I'm healthy. So that's first and foremost, finding a balance of, staying healthy and not overtraining one of those. And, at the end of the day, I'm probably 50-50. I think you can lean on working out and training a little bit more because, again, in the sport, you don't have the disc more than you do have it. But as much as you can throw, the way I think Ultimate's headed is everybody needs to be like an absolutely incredible thrower. So I would just go 50-50, be a great thrower, and hopefully your workouts are also helping you succeed. So that's it for now. See if I can find one last one. This is a good one because I can relate. Is being a practice player worth it, and how do you become one? I was a practice player in maybe once, at least 2014 with Boston Ironside. I thought it was great. When you're a practice player, that means generally they don't think you're quite good enough for the team, so you get to play against players that are a lot better than you, which is a great way to improve at Ultimate. You can be a practice player by either not making the team, kind of being the last cut, and they ask you to be a practice player, or maybe you can go in with a plan to be like, I won't be able to play the series with you, but can I practice with the team and push y'all at practice? So those are your two options there. But yeah, I think practice playing is important. It's also good to find like your community and your team on and off the field. That's helpful, but I think I got a lot out of being a practice player. All right, if you enjoyed learning more about training for Ultimate, you can always check us out at excelultimate.com, where we have 100 Ultimate training videos that answer not only all these questions, but show you a great way to improve and work at Ultimate. Yeah, and I'll be back on YouTube hopefully in a week with a new vlog about our game against Montreal. So, got our second game here in 5 days. So hopefully I'll keep the vlog going. Thanks to everybody who supported, watched, comment, or enjoyed that. Hopefully getting you some good Ultimate content this year. So stay tuned here on YouTube. As always, thanks for the questions. And if you ever want to ask a question for the AMAs, just head over to Instagram and you can follow me at Rowan McDonald. All right, have a great day. Go get some training in.